Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story that has you rooting for someone and against someone else. You will want to watch episode after episode to see what happens next until it all finishes with a hopefully satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, from the time they are introduced until they inevitably get their torch snuffed or win the game. We will look at every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. And with that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. For reference, we are only going to be observing what the TV show is showing us and what story is being told through the show. No future seasons will be mentioned, as the story and characters here have no idea about what happens in those future seasons. All character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. And with that,
39 days, 20 people, 1 survivor.
Amanda Kimmel back to play again on Survivor's 16th season, Survivor Micronesia. She is playing back-to-back seasons since China just finished filming less than 3 months before this season began filming. Can Amanda reach the end again, but learn from her final tribal mistakes from last time? Considering that China has not finished airing on TV before this season begins filming, maybe. We are back in Palau for the first time since season 10, and right out the gate, the show establishes that these favorites are powerhouses, with Penner literally saying, "This will be the Boston Red Sox versus a bunch of scrubs." Jeff then says, "Welcome, new players, to a season we designed to destroy you." Now, he doesn't say that exactly, but he might as well. We meet the favorites, which includes Amy, Eliza, Suri, Ozzy, Penner, Parvati, Yowman, and James. Now, when Amanda walks out, people straight up golf clap her, but when James walks out, thunderous applause. That tells you everything you need to know about what people think of the players from China. You can tell who are truly the favorites and who are not. But I did fail to mention one more person on the favorites cast.
The most infamous of all survivors, Johnny Fairplay, who already looks intoxicated.
I wanted to throw up when I saw Johnny Fairplay. He's a pig. He's a loser pig. I would just love one moment to kick him. One moment just to kick him hard in the shin.
So, Fairplay, are you dressing like me?
You want to know what you're playing for?
I'm actually impressed. I like to know that you have aspirations to get out of your current place in life.
Wow.
Yeah, Fairplay, who says, "Of course I'm a favorite." He is so arrogant. Anyways, Jeff says across the water are 2 idols that are only good for 1 tribal council. Go. Yowman gets it for the favorites, and upon arriving at the camp, everyone is immediately working hard to get a competent shelter built. James is impressed. Now, if you saw season 10 Palau, then you may recognize this as the Oolong Beach, whereas the fans end up on the Koror Beach. Oolong was infamously bad, so hopefully this is not a reflection of the direction the tribe will take. That day, we see Parvati and James getting super close. But so are Amanda and Ozzy.
I'll be totally honest with you. If you saw my season, you can know that when I say that I'm gonna stick to something and do it.
Yeah. You know what? It's so funny that you're here because you're like one of my favorite players. I don't know. I think that's really cool. And you're like the loyal one.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I think that's so awesome.
I'd say I have pretty keen powers of observation, and from what I can tell, Amanda and Ozzy have this rapport with one another already.
The next morning, Ozzy is rubbing her back, and wow, things are moving fast. Not since Rob and Amber have we seen a showman start this strong this early. And heck, Rob and Amber are now married with 4 kids, so take that for what you will. We then learn that there are 2 alliances in the favorites tribe, one containing Amanda, Ozzy, Parvati, and James, and the other is Penner, Amy, Eliza, and Yowman, with Suri and Fairplay as the swing votes. Oh, and speaking of Fairplay,
We're doing 3 courses for every meal. It's ridiculous. I'm getting fat. I've gained weight since I've been here.
Joel, you buying all this?
No.
You guys are dumber than you look.
First, immunity challenge is won by the fans!
yeah, the smack talk looks so much worse when contrasted with their immunity loss. Back at camp, Fairplay pulls a wild card out of his hat and says, vote me out. I miss my 7-month pregnant girlfriend. Okay then. And at Tribal Council, these voted off 9-1.
Johnny Fairplay, the tribe has spoken.
Get a hug.
That's it for the premiere episode, and this feels like China. Who is Amanda? Just like last time, she is given almost no screen time, as she is the only favorite to get 0 confessionals in the premiere, whereas everyone else gets at least 2, including Fairplay, who gets 8. If we didn't already know her from a prior season, I would be far more worried about her storyline. But let's just see if this is deja vu. By the way, if you want to pick who I cover for story videos like this one, then consider supporting Once Upon an Island on Patreon. It only costs a few bucks a month, and we are picking new story videos every month. You can cancel at any time, link in the description. Episode 2 sees everyone saying, wow, Ozzy, how the heck did you just grab a fish out of the ocean like that? But more importantly, is the lust fest of Ozzy and Amanda. Oh, it's accelerating. And it's accelerating fast. Amanda says we gotta keep this hidden from others to avoid being targeted. But that night, when they think they're all alone,
I was awake quite a bit last night and I heard the sounds of jungle love, I guess. I think we'll be receiving birth announcements from Ando and her little oslets that she's about to have.
It's silly, you know. Go get a hotel room. I mean, you got to take one step back and say, there might be somebody awake. We are sleeping together in a cave, you know.
I'm starting to become really attracted to Amanda. She is so cute. I mean, she's beautiful. And it's like, oh, we just gotta stay apart as long as possible, because if it becomes obvious to the group, then I'm gonna have a giant target on my back.
whoa, who knows how far they actually went, since remember, this has to be viewable on network television. Maybe little oslets are coming, just like Suri said. Anyways, the favorites win reward and immunity, and in episode 3, they win reward again. They're doing quite well. Amanda is being heavily overshadowed though by larger characters, but we do see Eric, a fan, completely upend her during the reward challenge, which is no small feat. Amanda is not some short, small girl. But back at camp, a crucial strategic moment takes place as Amanda and Parvati try to woo Suri to their side over penners.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I like flirting with Ozzy, so if that makes you uncomfortable, then I'll like stop. But
No, don't change.
No, because that's the way you keep him close, you know?
Right.
And he doesn't ask questions. James asked me no questions, though.
I want to vote Yao. Because if Yao gets to Exile Island one time,
Oh, yeah. Going up against Yao.
you'll never win.
Yeah.
So I have both of you guys' word that it's us three to the end.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't care if James proposes to you and you and Ozzy have little oslets.
Oh, you know how I am.
All right.
We shall see if they're just telling her that so she doesn't flip, or if they actually mean it. But for now, the favorites lose immunity, and back at camp, talks are abound. The Amanda-Parvati alliance wants Eliza out, and the Penner side wants Parvati out. Suri says, yeah, I want Yao Man out, or I will be very unhappy. People are like, what the heck? Are we just gonna do whatever Suri wants? She's one person, there's 4 of us. Why are we listening to her? Are we just gonna do whatever she says? Parvati says, yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. So at Tribal Council, Yao Man is voted off 6-2-1.
Yeah, man. The tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 4 sees Ozzy go to Exile Island, which I haven't really told you about, but Exile Island is back this season, and there is a hidden immunity idol hidden there. And guess what? Ozzy finds that hidden immunity idol, and he plants a fake one too. Now, the fake is just a stick with a face on it, so it's unlikely to fool anyone, but Ozzy had fun making it, so whatever. But I want to tell you this because Exile is basically a non-factor for a large stretch of the season now, so we can ignore it. The favorites win immunity, and in episode 5, Ozzy tells Amanda all about the idol, and she says, good, let's keep this in our clique. That's what she says, in our clique, which includes Ozzy, her, Parvati, and James, not Suri.
Ozzy told me he had the immunity idol, and he told me, James, and Parv.
Did you tell Suri?
No.
Okay, good. So proud of you. That's awesome.
So it's in our little 4 clique, and I think it says stay in our little 4 clique. So we're like the powerhouse right now.
But then it's time. Jeff says, everyone, drop your buffs, we are mixing it up. Amanda stays on the Molokal tribe with Ozzy, Suri, and Amy, but is now joined by Eric, Tracy, Joel, and Chet. Chet is notoriously terrible at challenges, and it is something that needs to be seen to be believed, as at their first reward challenge, just take a look at this, Chet can't keep up with Joel and is literally being dragged around. Thanks, Chet, thanks. Back at camp, Ozzy has discovered what wifey material looks like.
When I went over to the net, I looked down and there's this huge white thing. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's like 40 pounds.
40 pounds?
Yeah, 35, 40 pounds.
It was huge. What am I gonna do? Like, I'm from Montana. We don't have sharks in Montana.
Oh my God.
I mean, damn, Amanda, she basically wrestled a 4-foot shark by herself. I mean, that's pretty attractive to a guy like me.
This is especially humorous if you look at what happened factually without the commentary from Ozzy. Basically, a shark got caught in their net, died. Amanda just discovers this, brings it back to camp, and Ozzy assumes she swam out, wrestled a shark, and killed it herself. Ozzy has those lust blinders on, let me tell you. Anyways, their tribe loses immunity thanks to Joel and Chet. Of course it's Chet. Why wouldn't it be Chet? Thanks, Chet. Back at camp, Ozzy and Amanda say Chet has to go, right? He sucks at everything. But then Cerise says, actually, Joel sucks at challenges too, despite his size, and he would be an actual threat come the merge. Chet, he's just a pawn. He's gonna do whatever we tell him to do. And by the way, Cerise is right. But once again, she is dictating the vote, but no one realizes it this time, unlike the last time. And at Tribal Council, Joel is voted off 6-2.
Joel, tribe has spoken. Time for the go.
Episode 6 starts and Malakal says, okay, I guess it's time to kill a chicken and eat it. And Amanda jokes that Ozzy looks like a chicken farmer. And when he goes to kill the chicken, he laughs like a maniac. They then lose reward, thanks Chet. And back at camp, Amanda complains that the fans, namely Chet, are holding them back. But then Ozzy complains that Tracy is a builder and she wasn't even good at the building challenge. Cerise says, if there was an operating room challenge and she failed that, she wouldn't be able to go back to her job because for her, steady hands are very important. So a steady hands challenge, that's Cerise's thing. Keep what Cerise said in mind for later. We then go to the immunity challenge where we are surprised to discover that Penner has been pulled from the game due to a nasty knee infection. But in bigger news, Jason went to Exile Island and he openly says he now knows that Ozzy has the idol. Uh-oh. Clearly, Jason recognized a fake when he saw one. It was just a stick with a face on it. We then see Irai hack the immunity challenge and win. Thanks, Chet, for not hacking. Thanks. Speaking of Chet, back at camp, he says, my foot, it's injured pretty badly. Vote me off. At Tribal Council, Amanda says getting comfortable in this game, it's a death sentence. And speaking of death sentences, Chet is voted off 5-2.
Chet, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 7 starts off with Ozzy saying, hey guys, let's paddle out and look for some fish. But apparently, Cerise didn't realize what Ozzy meant when he said, let's go paddle out, because they go way further out than she is comfortable with. And she says, Ozzy, he's gonna get what's coming to him. Their tribe then goes on to win the reward challenge, and on said reward,
I think that's a shower right there. Yeah.
You wanna go shower?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Amy, come on.
My goodness. Ooh-wee. I don't know, I just looked over and there's like a couple pair of boobs in Ozzy's head, smack dab in the middle. I'm like, okay. The only thing funnier was Eric drooling from the side.
I was just thinking to myself how little they have needed to blur Amanda this season versus China. In China, her butt was constantly blurred. Here, she must be wearing clothes that the network likes because she's barely been blurred, but Amanda's making up for it in this scene. Back at camp, Cerise is whining and moaning about how arrogant Ozzy is, and Amanda's like, yeah, I guess I see that. But bigger news is at the immunity challenge, they learn that Kathy quit the game. That is now 2 people gone far too early. But it is now time for the immunity challenge, and
Go! Go, baby, go!
Come on, Ozzy!
Go! Go, 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 baby! Faster, faster! Irai lost a lot of time right off the bat. Ozzy at the second bundle of puzzle pieces. Ozzy with a big lead.
Gotta go.
Almost there!
Ozzy having no trouble on this bridge.
There you go!
Ozzy like he's on a boogie board.
Come on, Ozzy!
Ozzy heads out for that 5th and final puzzle piece for Malakal. Malakal pulling him back. Ozzy really working it like it's a board. Malakal already working on that puzzle with a big lead. Immunity on the line.
You guys are doing great!
Is it right? All right! Wins immunity!
wow. Ozzy did all that work to get them a sizable lead, and they blow it hard. Thanks, chat. Back at camp, Tracy pitches to keep her over Eric, but Ozzy wants to keep Eric, and Amanda says burning Ozzy. This is far too early in the game to do something foolish like that. So at Tribal Council, Tracy is voted off 5-1.
Tracy, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 8 sees an immunity challenge with a twist, as both tribes get to send one person from the opposing tribe to Exile Island, where they don't get to compete for immunity. Malakal picks Alexis and Irai picks Ozzy. Of course they did. With Ozzy gone, Eric and Amanda take the lead on the challenge, and...
All right, you guys ready to get to today's challenge?
How about what we're playing for?
How about first you give me immunity back? How about that? For Malakal, running the course, Eric and Amanda. Survivors ready. Go! Eliza falls. Amanda falls off for Malakal. Amanda hanging on. James aiming for Amanda, just misses. Amanda slow going, but no trouble for Jason. Eric leaps across the stepping stones. Eric and Jason both across the first part of this course. Eric hanging on, almost falls off, but doesn't. Nice save. Eric once again leaps across the stepping stones.
Go.
Eric back with the second flag from Malakal. We're tied 2-2. Amanda's across. We're tied 3-3. Eric leaps again. Irai leads 4-3. Eric across. We're tied 4-4. Eric going back out and takes a hard hit. He's out. Jason with that fifth and final flag for Irai. Pizza and beer! Irai wins immunity.
Clearly Amanda was not cut out for this, and she held them back, as Eric had to play his heart out, and she kept losing them precious time. But Eric is the last fan left, and he's the next to go. However, Eric says, I bet you all didn't know this tidbit of information about Amy.
Because she's been trying to get something together with the Irai since probably Joel left. She's told me about different alliances that you guys have had. She said that she was part of Yowman's alliance, and she said she had nowhere to go, and that's why she came to me and Chet and Tracy.
Then we merge and go right back to Irai.
It's either me or Amy on their side.
Wow. Are you telling him everything since day one?
Trying to.
Now, I want to let you know, Eric is being truthful, something that he does quite often, and yeah, behind their backs, Amy has been scheming to flip on the favorites, and it would have been successful had Chet not essentially quit the night he got voted off. Amanda is still skeptical about this, as when she talks to Ozzy, who is all in on keeping Eric, she says this is kind of a devil you know, devil you don't situation, and she doesn't know which devil she wants to keep. But if the decision wasn't made clear at Tribal Council when confronted about what Eric said, Amy lays on the waterworks in a manner that makes it clear that, yeah, Eric has been telling the truth, and she hopes the sympathy of her crying will save her. It doesn't, as she is voted off 4-1.
Amy, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Episode 9 starts, and Eric's like, please God, please let there be a merge tomorrow. Oh, and speaking of a merge tomorrow,
make your way to the location designated on the map immediately.
We're merging.
Yeah, I think we're merging.
Make your way to the location designated on the map immediately. Today is cause for celebration. You are merged.
merge time. Right away, Amanda hugs Parvati. But bigger news than anything else is something clearly happened on Exile when Ozzy went with Alexis, because that first night they're merged, guess who he's cuddling with? Not Amanda.
I'm ready to go beyond fans versus favorites. That, yeah, I mean, I like you a lot.
You know, I had a great time with Ozzy out on Exile, and I am a fan, you know? So I was just kind of excited to come out here and get to know him, and I felt like it was very genuine from both sides.
I think that you really do deserve to be here, and I would rather have you here than somebody else. You smell good. Yeah, right.
I know Alexis likes Ozzy, but me and Ozzy have been doing this together for 22 days now, and she just comes in and makes herself all comfortable, and yeah, it bothers me a little bit. I want her gone.
Wow.
I'm a bit baffled as to how she is mad at Alexis, who likely had no idea about Amanda and Ozzy, rather than be mad at Ozzy, who is basically cheating on her. Weird. We then learn that Eliza and Parvati are still beefing and gunning for each other, but more importantly is that Parvati has made an alliance with Alexis and Natalie, which is separate from her alliance with Amanda and Suri, and of course her alliance with Ozzy, James, and Amanda. She tells Amanda about this and tries to spin it as something positive since Amanda is part of it.
So I talked to Natalie, and I'm like, would you guys like feel good about being the four over here? No, me and Amanda are really tight and it's pretty much unbreakable and they understand. And so I'm like, I'm sure we can talk Amanda into taking us all the way. And I've put us in an alliance without you being there. I'm in an alliance with the four girls. So, but at least the games are revolving around us.
Parvati pretty much screwed me over because I don't want to be in an alliance with Natalie and Alexis. I don't want to go up against Alexis at the end. She's a motivational speaker, for crying out loud. I mean, I giggled about it to her, but it's not funny.
Everyone's on the same page about Liza.
I'm livid. And it leaves me with a lot of questions about Parvati.
Which Amanda has as well. But I guess it's whatever when Amanda does it. Amanda then talks to Suri about how badly she wants Alexis gone, and Suri says Amanda is so jealous, and I don't think that Amanda even knows that she is jealous. But at Tribal Council, it is time to vote, and hold up, Eliza has the idol, not Ozzy?
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. The rules of Survivor state that if a hidden immunity idol is played, then any votes cast against that person do not count.
There we go, baby. Well, I guess this is the hidden immunity idol. It's not much, but it's the carving of a piece of wood with the little guy on it. And this is pretty incredible. So, I'm gonna have to hold on to this tight. This means Ozzy doesn't have it. I have it, so this is really good for me.
This isn't it. This isn't it. This is so stupid. This is just a napkin. What are you trying to pull? I'm going home anyhow. Why? It's not the idol.
It is the idol.
It's not the idol.
Yes, it is.
Ozzy must have put it in there. He must have the real thing. That's not the idol.
What is it?
It's a stick.
I know. It has a face on it. Don't worry.
Ozzy put it on there, made a face on it.
No, he didn't.
It's not the idol.
Why do you say that?
Because that can't be the idol.
Why not?
Because it's just a stick.
I know.
This is not a hidden immunity idol.
That means Ozzy has it. Jason found it on Exile.
Jeff, come on. That took hours to make.
Wow. So earlier, when Jason said he knew Ozzy had the idol, he was right. But he thought he was tricking everyone else, but it turns out he was only tricking himself. Perfect, just perfect. Eliza is voted off 8-2.
Eliza, the tribe has spoken.
Episode 10 sees Amanda's team win reward, and on said reward, they get to go to a local village where they enjoy local foods on a massive buffet table. Amanda says, it's like heaven. But what's even funnier is the introduction of the betel nut, which seems to be like tobacco that you can eat, and Eric has way too much of this, and that night he just pukes everywhere. Cut to Ozzy saying he loves how wide-eyed and innocent Eric is. Back at camp, James talks to Amanda and says he is worried about Parvati's alliance with Alexis and Natalie, and Amanda, she agrees. But then at the immunity challenge, all you have to do is hold your arm above your head to stop a bucket from dropping water on you. Easier said than done. And after 5 hours, there are only 3 players left in the game: Parvati, Jason, and Amanda. But then...
I think I'm done, Jeff. I have to pee.
Amanda off for a bathroom break in the jungle.
Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But then something devious takes place as Jason says he won't drop out unless everyone guarantees him they won't vote him out. Amanda, knowing full and well she plans on voting for him, says, yeah, you have my guarantee. This works and Parvati wins immunity. Back at camp, Ozzy and James say, this is super simple, let's get out Jason. So at Tribal Council, everyone goes to vote, and...
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. First vote, Jason. Jason, 2 votes Jason. Jason, 3 votes Jason. Jason, That's 4 votes Jason. Ozzy. 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 That's 4 votes Jason. 3 votes Ozzy. Ozzy. We're tied. 10th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites and the second member of our jury. Ozzy. Ozzy, tribe has spoken.
What? Ozzy went out and he didn't even play his idol. We actually learn after the fact that he never even brought it to tribal. That's how confident he felt. Episode 11 sees Amanda so mad at Suri and Parvati for what she says is making her look like a fool. This is a bit of deja vu from China. When Amanda isn't top dog and she doesn't get her way, she gets upset because she is worried about the perception of her. That's her #1 concern. To be fair though, who actually wants to be blindsided at tribal? I don't. Amanda says Parvati is running the show and I can't trust her.
I don't want Parvati to know that I'm mad at her, because Parvati is pretty much running the show at this point. She has Natalie and Alexis wrapped around her finger, and Suri didn't even tell me that she was voting for Ozzy. So she's got little Suri wrapped around her finger. So like us 3 the end?
I say yeah.
You know, I'd like to believe them, but obviously they have other plans right now that I'm not aware of, and it'd be stupid of me to buy what they're telling me right now. This is where the game gets interesting.
But now it is time for the Survivor auction, and Amanda does not mess around, as when Jeff puts up peanut butter and jelly, she throws down $280 for that. But then Natalie wins a reward during the auction, and now keep in mind, Jason is the women's next target, because the women have now decided after Ozzy to run this game. So it's baffling when she sends him to exile, knowing full and well a new hidden immunity idol is planted there. And we know Jason can find idols. I know he found a fake one last time, but he found it pretty quick. So he went through all the clues fairly fast. Like, come on, Natalie. But she kind of makes up for it when she wins a cake that she gets to share, and Eric is so desperate that he pays Suri $40 to lick her fingers. James says something is wrong with that boy, and I agree. Back at camp, the women are like, how the heck do we keep Jason from winning immunity and also not play his idol when he inevitably finds one? Amanda says,
If Jason doesn't win tomorrow, cool.
Yeah.
As planned.
Right, but just in case he has an idol, we still have to split the vote.
He just can't win. He just can't. Even if we can convince him that someone else needs to win this challenge besides him, let's do it. Like, whatever we need to do.
Nat can say it. I know he'll believe Nat.
We want to blindside him with not using his immunity and allowing one of us to win. Therefore, he doesn't win and he's out. At this point, Jason would be an idiot not to believe anything I say.
He thinks that I'm warming up to him, which I'm absolutely not.
If this goes, I mean, this will just be brilliant, because not only will it have happened once with Ozzy, it'll happen twice, back to back. Girls against the guys.
Devious. Very devious. At the immunity challenge, Natalie whispers to Jason to not win. And guess what? He buys it. He thinks James is their target and he doesn't even need to win. He's safe. So Eric wins immunity. And back at camp, just to make sure Jason actually has the idol they assume he has, and they aren't worrying over nothing, Suri tells Natalie to search his bag, and sure enough, he found the idol, and Amanda's right there to witness all of this. But also, James witnesses this and realizes, oh crap, these women are running the show, and it might be too late. He figured this after the Ozzy blindside, but seeing them work together against Jason right in front of him, yeah, he knows. Amanda tells him, yeah, it's true. You're probably gonna be voted off soon. At Tribal Council, Jeff asks Eric, do you want to give up immunity by chance? And Eric's like, no way, I'm not crazy. I know what's going on around here. And everyone goes to vote, and
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, first vote, James. James, 2 votes James. Jason. Jason, that's 2 votes Jason. James, that's 3 votes James. Jason, that's 3 votes Jason. 11th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites, and the 3rd member of our jury, Jason. Jason, the tribe has spoken.
Episode 12 has us discovering that not only has James cut his finger open, but medical is concerned that it could be infected, but they're going to evaluate the next day. Amanda gets quite emotional just at the thought of James having to leave, and on top of that, Alexis bangs her knee in the middle of the night and is now limping around. I recall one injury in the entire season of Palau. So to see this many this time around is strange to me. But it's time for some love as the family members come to visit, and for Amanda, we see her with her sister again, back-to-back seasons.
Oh, Jungle Chill. There you go. You smell better. I did? Last time. Really? Yeah. Wow.
Hey, I think at this point, Amanda's sister, she might as well apply for the show. She's been on more times than most other people. Alexis ends up winning the reward challenge, and Amanda volunteers to go to exile, so Alexis grants her that wish. This is, of course, a strategic move to block someone like Eric or James from finding the idol, and we then see her search for it, and...
I just arrived at exile, and now that I'm here, my only priority while I'm here is getting the idol.
Hidden immunity idol is buried. Oh my god. Back at your tribe's camp, underneath your tribe's flag.
It's back at camp. How much time will Amanda have to look for it before tribal? Not that she needs it now or anything, but you know, still want some time to look. Upon seeing everyone arrive at the immunity challenge, Amanda finds out, shocker of all shockers, James has been pulled from the game. That is now 3 people who have been pulled early. And if you add on Chet's foot injury and Alexis's knee injury, this season has been a mess for the cast. But in bigger news, Eric is the last remaining man, so they need him to lose immunity, and instead, he wins. Great. Time for the women to vote each other off. What other options do they have? Eric isn't giving up that necklace, obviously. Back at camp, Amanda dumps out her bag to prove she doesn't have the idol.
How many clues? Because I don't have it. I could not find the third clue for the life of me. I couldn't find it. It was submerged under the water and the current was so strong, I couldn't find it.
So the clue was in the water and you couldn't find it
underwater?
in the water?
Yeah, it was underwater.
That's frustrating. I'm sorry, girl.
It's alright. Well, I wanted to find it, you know.
Thankfully, people believe her because I don't find her convincing here at all. This is some bad acting, but I think Parvati helps sell it when she just accepts it. She does end up telling Parvati the truth about where it really is, and Parvati says, great, definitely look for it. Alexis is gone tonight anyways, so we're good. Amanda then talks to Eric about voting out Alexis, and he says, no, I don't think I will.
I'm kind of the one who helped keep you in this game. You know? And like when you needed my help, I helped you out.
I feel like you could beat me in a challenge coming up. I honestly
But I helped you out, and I knew that you were a threat. That's what bothers me, Eric. If you're gonna vote for me, then just tell me.
I feel like, yeah, I'm going to.
Wow, I am not sure if the final 6 is comparable to before the merge. You know, it's way more important at this point in the game to do what you need to do versus earlier on. And also, it was the right move to vote out Amy because she really was trying to flip. And especially when you consider Amanda's part of this team to eliminate all the men and Eric's the only man. Yeah, Eric, do what you need to do. But Amanda gets way upset with Eric for being honest with her. Unreasonably upset, especially when contrasted with this conversation she has with Suri right after.
I want Alexis to go, but Eric is not.
Do you want to make it even?
If I make it even, Amanda, then we're going to have to vote again. If nobody changes their vote, then all of us pick a rock, and whoever gets the colored rock goes home.
But you're telling me the truth, they're going to vote for me, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And it's
Thanks
Eric.
for being honest.
So, what's the difference? They're both being honest with you and they're both doing the same thing. Amanda is just upset, in my opinion, that she can't manipulate Eric like she thought she could, whereas with Suri, she knows she can't manipulate because she views Suri as an equal and Eric as an idiot. Anyways, she goes digging for the idol, and in classic Survivor fashion, because she doesn't find anything, we just cut to tribal. But she still goes on the attack against Eric in a very unfair way for him.
When he needs someone, he comes across trustworthy. But then when you need Eric for something, he finds greener grasses somewhere else. That's pretty much how it is.
Amanda directly, I think, is blaming me for the fact that I have to make a decision between who's staying, who's going.
But you have to understand, like, I helped you stay here through the merge, and then I was asking for your help this time, and you clearly denied me of that. And yeah, I'm mad about it. I'm pretty pissed off right now.
Poor guy. I mean, I know this is Amanda's video, but this is just like, what did he do to deserve this? So everyone goes to vote, and
If anybody has the hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
About that, Jeff.
I got it.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Amanda do not count. First vote, Amanda, does not count. Amanda, does not count. Amanda does not count. Amanda does not count. Alexis, 12th person voted out a survivor and the 5th member of our jury. Alexis, the tribe has spoken.
Wow, the show played us hard, and I'm being serious with you. Any episode or season prior to this one, if somebody hasn't actually found it before the episode, then we don't see it. But if they find it, we see it. So the show really tricked us. Quite fun though. I wish there was some sort of flashback to when she found the idol, but we never get that. We start episode 13 with Amanda saying she feels good about Suri, especially since Suri was honest with her. Oh, what does that make Eric? Chopped liver? Well, I guess kind of. Because then she has this conversation with him.
I'm looking to whatever this reward is.
If you take me, I'll take you. I'm not going out of this game without a fight, and I think it's better that we team up, being the most physical player in the team and the most strategic, and battle against the odds rather than
play into whatever they're doing.
Possibly lose a challenge and be out.
Because that's how I do feel. I feel very stressed.
You think?
Yeah.
Me too.
This is true. What are your thoughts on Exile today? Natalie was pushing for me to possibly go. Like she wanted me to go.
Of course she wants
and
you to
I don't want to go at all.
She wants you to be weaker for the next challenge. Why not send Parvati? Parvati's so weak right now, she won't even want to look for it. She'll just sit there on the island.
Okay.
You're good at thinking, Eric. Like you're almost there sometimes.
Almost there. I mean, it's not all hair up on my head.
Eric has the perfect personality type for this kind of behavior from Amanda to work. Good on her though. At the reward challenge, we learn who is a super fan of the show and who might be just a casual. The answer, Eric and Suri are fans, the rest are recruits. Amanda misses a bunch of easy questions, and the only one she gets right is about Richard and the shark attack from All Stars. Yeah, Eric wins reward, and
for the challenge, I gave Amanda my word that I would take her, and if she won, she had a word that she would take me.
Thank you for keeping your word. Totally redeemed.
she has this boy wrapped around her finger. While on the reward, Eric says he feels overwhelmed having this much power in the game. He isn't used to it, and Amanda's like, well, get used to it because you do have it. Back at camp, Eric then has a secret conversation with Suri that is actually not so secret because Natalie walks up on it and listens to the whole thing. And during that conversation, Eric says, I don't know, maybe I should go to the final three with you, Suri, and Parvati. Natalie and Suri tell Amanda about this, and she says, how dumb can this guy be? He knows those women are gonna talk and he's an idiot. So Amanda talks to him and says, pick a side. And Eric says, I don't know what to do. So at the immunity challenge,
Eric crossed his first two ropes. He's digging for those puzzle pieces. Eric has his first bag, heading back to solve his first puzzle. Eric has solved his first puzzle, heading back out with another set of coordinates. Come on, baby. Eric has his second bag of puzzle pieces.
Whitefish, bird, seagull. Turtle, whitefish, bird, seagull. Turtle, whitefish, bird, seagull.
Eric with a big lead now. Amanda, Suri, still digging. Eric lines up his ropes, digging for that third and final bag of puzzle pieces. Eric has his third and final bag of puzzle pieces. Eric thinks he has it. Guaranteed final four. Eric wins immunity once again. And with this around your neck, you are safe at tonight's Tribal Council. Eric is guaranteed a spot in the final four.
Well, that definitely answers his question about what to do. 3 immunity wins in a row. Just win out, Eric. Just win out. We then get a plan so devious, this is bigger than what they schemed earlier against Jason.
I wonder if he would give Nat his necklace. Probably not, huh?
You can convince him to give it to you.
Why would it benefit him giving me the necklace?
Say we'll convince. I'll convince the jury not to. They'll know everything you've done. They're not going to vote for you anyways. Everyone is mad at you at this point. This is one way you can redeem yourself. Just go off.
Who would fall for that? Like,
Jason.
I feel stupid listening to you guys right now. I'm like,
Ozzy, Jason, and Eric.
I gotta say, that's a long shot for Natalie, but if she can pull it off, then at least she can avoid being voted off next. Suri then talks to Amanda and says, for this plan to work, I need you and Parvati to act like one of you are being voted off tonight. So at Tribal Council, just lay into Eric. Just go hard. Amanda's like, yeah, that's what I already do. That's my thing. So at Tribal Council, Amanda does just that.
Heard about Eric running around and making alliances with every single person and then breaking their alliances and then switching back up and switching back over. When he didn't even need to do that, he'd won immunity for the past 3 times in a row.
It was stupid. It was just a mistake. And I feel like I need to come to this tribal tonight and ask for some kind of forgiveness, some kind of I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is, Eric, your word means nothing to anybody anymore at all. You say you're sorry and like take me on a reward, and that's a great and all, but you only took me to get my vote on the jury. And not only that, everything that you were telling me on the reward, you've told her, you've told her, you've told her.
Well, that's what I'm coming forward about right now. That's what I'm trying to say right now.
But it's too late, don't you see?
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I just want to tell you that.
Eric sitting there nodding to the jury that she is correct is what baffles me the most about this. As I said earlier, he has the perfect personality type for them to abuse and gaslight him, especially Amanda. So, when they all go to vote...
Eric, you have the individual immunity necklace. As always, you can give it up to somebody if you choose to.
And I know that actions do speak louder than words. I want to give individual immunity to Natalie.
I don't even know what to say, but thank you.
My mother always told me, you may not be able to beat him with these all the time, but you can always beat him with this. Sorry.
You know, you're crazy. You officially go down as the dumbest survivor ever in the history of Survivor ever.
First vote, Eric. Parvati. Eric. 2 votes, Eric. 13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury. Eric.
You guys drive me crazy.
Eric, the tribe has spoken.
Let's stir the pot, ladies. Everyone has fallen into our trap. Everyone.
Well, the women got their way, didn't they? Now it seems super obvious what to do. They're gonna vote off Natalie and Amanda's in the final 3 again, but I think this calls for a question about the bigger picture here. Why would she want to sit next to Suri, who can expertly manipulate others, or Parvati, who has played a great game? Now we know it's a final 3, so she has to pick one of them, but I'm just saying, Natalie seems like the perfect person to bring to the end. She's not well liked. She's not great at explaining things. Of course, we have the show to benefit and show us that she was a non-factor through like 10 episodes of the season. Why not vote off Suri and hedge your bets against Natalie and Parvati? That's all I'm saying. Heck, I think Amanda could have crushed Eric and Natalie. We just saw Eric just completely collapse at Tribal, but it's far too late to reverse that mess. But we shall see, as it is now time for the final 4 immunity, which was clearly planned for 5 people based on this aerial shot. And who can win this and secure their spot in the finals? Let's find out.
Survivors ready. Go. Pull up that bucket full of water and then pour it down that bamboo chute. Natalie has her keys, she's in the water. Natalie and Parvati with a big lead at this point. Amanda has her set of keys. Gotta unclip. She's in the water. Natalie continues to extend her lead. 16 different options. But it only goes together one way. Natalie having a little trouble with this puzzle. Amanda thinks she has it, and she does. Amanda wins immunity. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guaranteed a 1 in 3 shot at winning this game and the $1 million that goes with it.
I'm in the final 30. I can't believe it. I'm really I'm ecstatic, and this is like twice in a row. And this time I've played my game so different, and I feel so much better about it.
Wow, just like in China, Amanda, late game boss at challenges. Natalie knows she's a goner though. Parvati then talks to Amanda and says, we can beat Suri at Final Tribal, no problem. And Amanda's like, I don't know about that. You would think after Amanda saw Todd decimate her last season that she wouldn't want to take a chance on someone like Suri, who has been expertly manipulating people, and Amanda has witnessed this. At Tribal Council, Jeff asked them, what if there's a final 2? And Amanda says, there better not be. No way. Keep in mind, it's day 37. So there's likely to be a tribal on day 38. That's just how it's always gone. And Suri says, if there is a final 2, I would be worried because I'm clearly on the bottom of these 3.
It is nerve-wracking to think it could be a final 2 because that makes me feel like, once again, I'm on the bottom of the alliance.
When did you ever think you were on the bottom?
Always.
Honestly, always.
Between us 3? It's obvious because not one person in any alliance has ever said, I won't vote for Sari. You have said I won't vote for certain people. She has said I won't vote for you. So that clearly places me at the bottom of the alliance.
I'm just wondering.
And I'm explaining how I feel that way. I would be foolish not to think that.
Yeah, Sari is right. Why is it back-to-back seasons in the final four, and heck, we saw this a bit earlier, Amanda takes great offense to something someone says right in front of the jury. Sari is right, so either own it or don't overreact to it. Either way, Natalie's voted off 3-1.
Natalie, the tribe has spoken. Time to go.
Slap me if you have seen this before, but back at camp, Amanda fights with Sari over making her look like a fool in front of the jury.
So what was all that at Tribal Council?
What am I doing?
You're trying to make us look so awful at Tribal.
How?
That's
like that.
bull. Just be
So
real.
How is it both? That's not game, that's real facts. That's exactly what this is. You're snuggled up over there with James. She's snuggled up over there with Ozzy. Most of the time, y'all four are together. If you were me, what would you feel? I mean, be me for a minute. Have any one of you ever said, I can't vote Sari out?
How do you know?
Yes or no? I'm asking you.
How do you know?
Have I talked to you about Final Two?
I'm
you're
trying
hearing
to
that.
understand, but I can't understand you when you're screaming at me. I understand.
I can't explain it anymore. I don't know how else to say it.
Wow, and this is deja vu for Sari as well, who fought with Terry Dietz in the final four of her season, but focusing on Amanda, yeah, she has a huge problem with someone messing with her image. I don't know exactly how to describe it. I'm not like a psychologist, but this is Amanda's weakness. It's one of her biggest weaknesses in the game. However, they do hug and apologize, and Amanda says, yeah, I'm being dumb. But then they get tree mail on day 38, and
Congratulations, Final Three. Today you will honor their memories before proceeding to your final immunity challenge. Get into your boat and head out to Exile Island. My heart just dropped.
It's like, when is it gonna end, you know? Like, there's only so much you can take, and then someone has to leave now, like, after everything. I am so tight with these girls, like, this just sucks completely.
ooh, yeah. Something tells me only 2 people leaving early would have been fine. They probably had a couple double tribals planned in this season, and they still would have had a final 3. But when James went out, that was probably 1 too many. So it is time for the rites of passage. And when they reach Ozzy's torch, Amanda says, yeah, he's basically like the best guy ever.
I think he's the most well-rounded player ever in Survivor.
And you like it.
So it is now the final immunity challenge. Everything comes down to this.
This challenge is officially on. The slightest lapse in concentration, and you will be out of this challenge. Parvati drops her ball. Parvati's the first person out of this challenge. We're now down to Sari and Amanda. This is the final round of this challenge. Sari loses her concentration. Amanda wins final immunity and is guaranteed a spot at the final tribal council.
This is the closest thing we have seen in the first 16 seasons of Survivor to an operating room challenge. All you have to do is have steady hands. Amanda outwitted the challenge though, I gotta give her credit, because going from underneath to over to underneath, she was working different muscles. So I'm guessing she didn't get worn down the same way Sari did when Sari just kept doing it the same way every single time. Back at camp, Sari tries convincing Amanda that taking her to the final 2 would be better than taking Parvati. Yeah, no. So tribal council, it's time to vote, and
time to vote. Amanda, you're up. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. 15th person voted out, and the 8th and final member of our jury. Sari. Sari, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
that was the right move. Sari would not botch a final tribal council, but it really hurts to think that if Amanda had been truly devious and known that there was a final 2 coming, that sitting next to Natalie would all but guarantee her the win, no questions asked. But you have to play with the cards you're dealt with though. No one knew this was gonna be a final 2. On day 39, they finally get that breakfast they anticipated.
In the past 6 months, I've been living in the jungle for 78 days, you know? So I don't think there's much in my life that I can't handle after 2 survivors in a row. I think it's interesting that me and Parvati are in the end of this game together because we have played completely different games. I think I have played this game loyal to my alliances, and Parvati pretty much did anything she needed to do to take control. I think people will give me their votes because I was loyal to every alliance that I've made. Yeah, the jury makes the decision, but ultimately it's me and Parvati convincing the jury what to do. Tonight we're going toe-to-toe, and one person's going to win $1 million and the other person is going to walk away with nothing, and may the best woman win.
Welcome to your final tribal council.
It is time. Final tribal council. Let's keep this simple. Can Amanda not blow it, unlike in China? I sure hope so. Both women get to address the jury, and in Amanda's opening speech, she begins by blowing it.
I came into this game, wanting to do two things. I wanted to play a loyal game, and I wanted to fight physically, strategically, and mentally to the end. And, I'm really proud of how I played, and I know I wouldn't be sitting here without, help from all of you. So, thanks.
She basically says nothing. She didn't own her game, and Parvati is clearly ready. She has learned. So here we go again. This is just like the Bills going to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and botching it time after time. Like, come on, get your act together. Eliza is the first juror, and she doesn't ask any questions. She actually compliments Amanda's game, but then says, Amanda, your personality makes me want to kill myself. Well then, Jason is second, and while he gives Parvati a chance to explain her game, for Amanda, he just asks, hey, if you knew Ozzy was gonna be voted off, would you have told him? And Amanda says, of course I would have told him. And that's all Jason gives her, which makes me wonder, what was the point of that? Is there more to this than that we haven't seen? It seems like a random question, but okay. Alexis is the third juror, and she asked Amanda,
I have seen a bunch of Oscar award-winning performances, and we couldn't help but be laughing when you were crying about sending Suri home. What about if any part of your game has been genuine?
I haven't been faking anything that I've done at Tribal. The tears, I've only cried the last Tribal Council, and that was genuine. That was the hardest decision I've ever had to make. I didn't come here trying to get sympathy votes. I don't want sympathy votes.
I think these 3 jurors in a row say a lot about the perception of Amanda, though I agree that I don't think she was faking any emotions because we saw her bad acting after that fake idol, and the two were not the same. Natalie is next, and she weirdly compares Survivor with Parvati's sex life. That's for Parvati's video. But more importantly, she asks Amanda,
clearly you're a beautiful woman. Unfortunately, you always had a glazed over look on your face. Was that your strategy to kind of play the zombied pretty girl, not really knowing what's going on, pageant queen cliche? Or is this who you are as a person?
No, it's neither. It was neither my strategy, nor do I think that's who I am as a person. I'm a strong woman. I definitely have substance. Sometimes I'm a little reserved, and I don't want anything given to me. I came in here to earn everything.
I gotta say, of these first 4 jurors now, none seem to be pro Amanda. And to win this game, Amanda needs 5 votes to win. There are 8 jurors, so I guess you could have a 4-4 tie, and I don't know what the tiebreaker is, but Amanda needs 5 jurors to win. Eric is the 5th juror, and he says, yeah, 4 or 5 days ago, I would have voted for Amanda to win. But now, no way.
I really respected you, Amanda, and I really thought of you kind of as a big sister. I felt totally burned, totally thrown under the bus at the past 2 tribal councils that I was there. You pretty much ripped me apart. I mean, on what basis did you have to just judge me in front of everybody, in front of this jury?
Okay.
I just want to know that. I really want to know that.
Everything I said in tribal council was honest. You were unloyal to me, and you tried to get me voted out, and I was hurt. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but...
Too late for I'm sorry. I've heard you said that directly to me at one of the tribal councils. Too little, too late. You said that directly to me. And now you're going to say I'm sorry to me. I really don't buy that at all.
Okay.
Believe it or not, though, despite that terrible exchange, he does vote for her. Eric is a vote for Amanda after all she did to him. Color me surprised. James is the next juror, and he says, obviously, I'm voting for Amanda. Nice. Suri is 7th. She says, Amanda.
Being that you had the decision to make, why Parvati deserves $1 million more than I do.
Parvati played a very aggressive, bold game. I respect that about her.
So in saying that, are you saying you don't respect my game?
No, I respect your game as well. I think Parvati made bolder decisions in this game
than I did.
Yes.
Parvati, I would like you to tell the jury why I should be sitting in your seat and you be over here in the jury.
I think you played a pretty brilliant game. I can't compete with a mother of 3. You have kids, you have a family. I don't have that. Is that good enough? No?
I'll ponder over here.
Just absolutely terrible. Parvati got the memo. Something clicked with her between Cook Islands and now, whereas Amanda has not learned anything since her last final tribal. You don't diss the juror you want to vote from. If anything, diss the person you're sitting next to. They can't vote. Parvati cannot give you a vote to win. But for the last juror, it's Ozzy, the lovebird.
Amanda, when I told you on the beach at one point when you asked me if I was playing you or not, I told you honestly that I'm not faking it. I'm not faking my feelings for you or anything. Really, I'm having feelings that I've never really felt before and have never... I honestly feel like I started to fall in love with you. I don't know, you're just an amazing girl and I really want everybody to know that. And I'm glad I didn't win Cook Island so that I could be here and have met you.
Thank you.
I hope to God that you win. You deserve it 1,000,000 times more than Parvati. And love you.
I guess the lust fest continues. Yes, I was waiting that long to do the pun. So we cut to the live reunion months later with Amanda now having seen all of China and Micronesia and knowing full and well this has got to go better than last time. Jeff reads the votes and...
Parvati. Parvati. 2 votes, Parvati. Amanda. We're tied. Parvati. We're tied again. Parvati. The winner of Survivor Fans versus Favorites. Parvati.
So let's break this down. How is Amanda as a character? I would say Amanda was pretty much the same pretty popular girl we saw in China. The show almost gave her the exact same storyline as last time. Though to be fair, what should we expect when Amanda is basically the same person she was 3 months ago? Like, yeah, she's now played a season of Survivor, but as a person, she hasn't changed all that much. And she hasn't even seen her entire prior season. So many times I thought to myself, there must be a glitch in the Matrix because Amanda is reacting the same way to things at the same key moments of the game. However, her romance with Ozzy and the jealousy she had for Alexis was a new ripple. What I found interesting here is that Alexis seems to be presented as this younger, cuter girl, but she is 2 years older than Amanda. I'm hoping when Amanda plays again, she's a bit wiser and a bit more mature because that could go a long way to make her a great character because in both seasons, she's been this pretty popular girl, but I wouldn't call her super interesting. Out of 22 strategic moments shown on the show, 8 were heroic and 14 were villainous, making Amanda Kimmel a villain on Survivor Micronesia. Now, how was Amanda Kimmel as a strategist? Once again, deja vu. She was in a villainous Popular People's Alliance where she plays a strong game to reach the end and then knocks out a goat right before Final Tribal and then proceeds to not understand how to convince the jury to vote for her. She played a game worthy of winning both seasons, but she had no way of knowing how to sell it well. She fooled everyone with an idol, burned Eric hard, and basically did more than Parvati did game-wise, in my opinion. But Parvati understood the social dynamics better, and at the end of the day, Survivor is a social game. That's what matters. Amanda was only 2 votes from winning. I can't knock her for that. She was much closer than last time. And if she had a good understanding of how to handle the jury, I think she could have netted 2 more votes. The most likely candidates were Suri and Eliza. Out of 49 strategic moments shown on the show, 31 were smart and 18 were dumb, making Amanda Kimmel a smart strategist on Survivor Micronesia. Thank you for watching and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you all next time.